Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to be making key lime creme brulee, and I made about 2 mistakes because this is the first time I ever made this recipe. But while I make the mistakes, I'm going to tell you how I would do it differently so that it would come out better. But hopefully you'll learn that when you make mistakes you can fix it. So let's go ahead and go over the ingredients and the equipment. You're going to need 2.5 cups of cream, 8 egg yolks, 3.5 tablespoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, the zest of a full lime, butter, 4 tablespoons of lime juice, graham crackers, and you're going to need a pot, a plastic bag, a measuring cup or spoon, a rolling pin, a blowtorch, some ramekins, and a whisk. Now you're going to start off by getting a pot, and you're going to put the 2.5 cups of cream and the 1 teaspoon of vanilla in the pot, and you're going to turn it on, or turn the stove on. And then you're going to want this to heat up, but you do not want it to boil. When it boils, it's not fun. So you're going to let that heat up. Mine heated up for probably about, I'm going to say like between 5 and 10 minutes. Just keep an eye on it and wait till the bubbles start forming around the edges. And while that's going on, you're going to want to go ahead and put some graham crackers into a bag and take the air out of the bag so the bag doesn't bust. And you're going to want to just pound it away with a rolling pin or a meat tenderizer or anything like that. So then you're going to take your 4 ramekins. Well, I did 4, but to be honest, for this recipe I could have used 8 because there are a lot. And this is where my first mistake comes in. What I would have done here is I would have melted some butter and mixed it in with the graham crackers and then formed a crust on the bottom. Because what I did here, as you could see, is that I put butter around it, which I should have melted anyway. But when I went to go ahead and blowtorch the sugar, the graham crackers around the edges, which you'll see I'm putting graham crackers around the edge, it burned and it didn't look good. So I would not put graham crackers on the edge. I would go ahead and just put it on the bottom like a crust. And for some reason I just got a spatula and moved it around. I thought this was a good idea, but I was wrong. So then I'm going to go ahead and grab some of the graham crackers. And I just poured it in. You see I put it on the edge, which was not a good idea. Yeah, so I probably would have taken, I'm not sure how much butter. I would have just melted some butter and mixed it together until, it forms like wet sand. And then I would have put it on the bottom of each ramekin. And then I would have just pushed it down and made a crust. Now, in the cream, once it starts to come to a simmer, not a boil, you're going to want to put the egg yolks, the sugar, and the lime juice. Mix it together, and you're going to want to put that into the cream. So I mixed, and I probably could have added another egg yolk because the custard wasn't as firm as I wanted it to be. So at this point, the cream is at a very, very, very low simmer. It is not even close to a boil, which is good. So I went ahead and tempered the eggs a little bit because I didn't want any cooked eggs getting into my creme brulee. So I went ahead and did that, and I was whisking with my left hand, so you'll see I switched my hands, which worked out much easier. So then I felt the bowl once I put it all in there to make sure that the egg wasn't cold and it was a little warm, and then I poured it in there and whisked it around. And once that's in there, you're going to want to let it thicken. And once again, you don't want it to boil or anything. You just want to keep an eye on it at this point. It probably took about 10 minutes. And my pan was kind of small because my other pans are in the dishwasher. So I had the heat up a little higher than normal. But if your pan is bigger, you're going to want to put the heat down and keep an eye on it more. So here, my custard is looking pretty nice. So here I was just trying to show you the texture of it, but you can't really see because the light is way too bright. But it's nice and thick, and you can tell a difference when you're stirring it. The thickness, you'll kind of tell, but just keep going until you're ready. And right here, I forgot to film me pouring the mixture into a sieve so that I got any cooked eggs out of it. So I poured it into a measuring cup because it has a spout. And then I put some of the lime zest into there to make it a little more limey because I tasted it, which this recipe is nice because you can taste it and figure out how much you want to put in there. So that's what I did, and you're just going to distribute it throughout your ramekins. And here's the other mistake. I probably would have used about 8 ramekins, but I wasn't sure how much it'd make, but these are definitely big creme brulees. Now you're going to take your sugar and you're going to put it on top of your creme brulee, and you're going to use your blowtorch to caramelize it. Now if you do not have a blowtorch, you can go ahead and put it in the broiler and watch it until it caramelizes. But yeah, you do not need a blowtorch for this, you can just use your oven. And when I was doing it for the first time, I saw that all the graham crackers I was showing were burning and it smelled pretty bad. So what I did is I took it out of the fridge and I took the graham crackers off of the outside. Any graham cracker I see coming above the cream, I took it off. So that's what you can do, or just leave it out like I would suggest and make a little crust at the bottom. And here's the sound it makes. It's going to be nice and hard, and I went ahead and took the sound out of that clip because my dog was barking. But I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you learned that the mistakes you make, most of the time you can fix it. So go ahead and try this. I would probably maybe add a little more lime juice too, because it was pretty good though. Not gonna lie. But thank you for watching, and if you want me to make something different, let me know.